Hello and welcome once again to the United Forum. This is your latest Manchester United news, transfer news updates, and your opportunity to voice your opinion out for the very first time in Sri Lanka. We are live once again on Friday at 10 p.m. for the pre-match press conference reaction. Now, just before the pre-match press conference throughout this week, once again, Manchester United have had plenty of leaks, and one tweet that took the spotlight was Gary Neville saying that we all know that there are leaks around the dressing room. It is sad because we know who it is. Now, the fact that Gary Neville knows who it is and the fact that these players are not taking any action, in fact, these ex-players are not taking action towards this is a bit concerning because these are ex-Manchester United players. These are the players we consider to be legends of the team, legends of the club. And if they are the ones who are not going to be taking action against these things, who is actually going to take action? Because we definitely know that the owners are not going to do anything about it. The Glazers are just Glazers. Ralph Rangnick is just another interim boss. He really does not have power in his hands. Then who does it come to? Definitely the ex-players like Ralph, Gary Neville, and the others along with him who know about the leagues. Are they doing anything behind the scenes? I'm not quite sure, but as ex-players, as legends of the club, they should be taking action. They should be looking to put a full stop to this. But that doesn't seem to be happening as well. We did see a few leaks after that as well, which we will get to further in the show as well. Now, if you are watching this live, if you are new here, do give us a subscribe, smash a like on the video, and share this video around as well. We are currently at 150 subscribers. Congratulations to us. I think it's 150 if I'm not wrong. Am I lying here? No, right? So we're almost there, in fact, or it is 150 by now, I'm not quite sure. But do give us a subscribe, smash a like on that video, and do share this video as well. And yes, that live chat is yours. Give it a good flood that live chat with all you've got, giving your opinions, questions, anything you've got Manchester United related on that live chat as well. And to start off, Ralph Rangnick's pre-match press conference. A few good questions asked from Ralph Rangnick, a few not very good questions, I thought. But yes, I will cover it all to you. So to start off, the first question that was straight away asked from Ralph Rangnick was about team news. And about team news, I'm not quite sure if each and every one of you out there is going to like this. If you are not, I'm not quite sure. But there's nothing actually special. It's just that Edinson Cavani is still out with an injury in his groin and some problem in his stomach as well. And Heaton too is out for somewhat similar reasons, is what Ralph Rangnick did say. So to quote what he did say is, as it seems Edinson Cavani will still be out. He's having some problems with his groin and his stomach. And he did further add up a few things on Tom Heaton. Now, the same journalist added to that question after that, how do you see your style imposed playing versus Leeds United, considering Leeds United's style of football being quite, how do you say, a football with quite fast tempo, you could say. It's more of a touch and go type of football, quite fast. And as we all know, Leeds United is one of the best teams considering fitness. So what Ralph Rangnick did have to say on this is that I quote, Leeds are a team that play with the highest amount of speed. Like I told you, they are a fast team. It's more of a touch and go kind of football they play. So it's important for us not to allow them to play like that. Whenever they pass the ball, they are trying to increase the tempo of the game. Like I told you, a fast tempo kind of game. Another thing, they are very man-oriented. He also further added, they play with the highest amount of speed, momentum, tempo. We need to stop them doing that equally. They concede a lot. Only Norwich have conceded more goals, is what Ralph Rangnick did say. Now, yes, we do know that Manchester United is quite weak in the defense in recent. Not that weak. Yes, we have improved under Ralph Rangnick, but it's just that we have been unable to keep that clean sheet. So we need to defend well, and as we know, the best form of defending is attacking. And when you attack, you tend to score goals. You tend to create, and you tend to score goals. Leeds United have conceded second most goals, just above Norwich City, who have conceded the most goals. So the more you attack, I think the more chances we create. I think if we are clinical up front, if we have good finishing, if Ralph Rangnick and the players have worked on their finishing in the training ground, I believe this would be a walk in the park for us as well. But this is Leeds United. We are playing in Ellen Road, and yes, we are getting to watch our boy again as well, Daniel James. I know most of you guys are not fans of Daniel James, but I definitely am. I think you know that as well. I kind of liked him when he was at Manchester United just because he had so much pace. I don't know, but I tend to like players with pace. I just have this liking towards players who can run quite fast. So yes, Daniel James was among my favorites at Manchester United because he was the fastest player out there and quite helped me a lot on FIFA as well. So he's one of my favorites. But yes, at the end of the day, I'm a Manchester United fan. I support Manchester United from the bottom of my heart. I'm not another Player FC guy out here. So yes, I'm back in Manchester United. Daniel James has been quite poor at Leeds United since that transfer as well. I'm not quite sure if it's because he's playing as a striker. He does not have a settled position as well. So not quite sure what's going on with him. But that aside, this is Manchester United we're talking about. So that was pretty much the first question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick. Team news, Edinson Cavani is out. Heaton is out. Yes, Heaton does not make much of a difference for us. He is more out whenever he is in as well. Edinson Cavani's absence in the team when needed is really questionable because throughout his career at Manchester United, he has been available for us at he has been available, yes, but he has been unavailable at times. We desperately needed him, and I know we are not in desperate need of him at the moment since we have Cristiano Ronaldo. But it's always good to have that backup striker in Edinson Cavani because he is unique in his own way. Aerially, I think he's quite good. His movement in the box is one of the best as well, which is why I rate Edinson Cavani. And I think the fact that we have the Atletico Madrid game coming 3 days after the Leeds United game, I think playing Edinson Cavani would help us, considering Cristiano Ronaldo also being 36 years of age and he needs a little rest, doesn't he? So I think it would have been nice to have Edinson Cavani up there as well, or maybe even an Anthony Martial. But unfortunately, Martial's left on loan. Cavani is unavailable, so I think it's going to be Ronaldo out there as well because we've got no other option. So yes, if you just tuned in, if you did come out onto the page just before I started this, you must have seen a few. If you must have seen the thumbnails back, a few new designs back as well. Yes, I'm starting to do a bit of editing by myself as well. So yes, do give me a bit of credit out there on the live chat or maybe on the comments section. So let's move on to the second question. Jokes apart, the second question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick is about the captaincy rumors. Now this is something that was leaked within this week, and Christian Falk, who I'm not quite sure if I should be saying that he is a reliable source because he has been giving out some information which has turned out the other way around from what he said, which has proven to be wrong. But I still think, considering this news that he brought out to us first, I still think what he has brought out is true. So what Christian Falk did say, now let me just try getting that tweet out, just so bear with me. Do give me a minute, I'll try getting that tweet out as well. Yeah, so here it is. So he says, true, as usual with that tick in the box. He says, the English players like Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford and co are irritated that Ronaldo wants to lead the dressing room with his own clique. There is a risk of a split in the team Manchester United. Now, we did get a few leaks the past few weeks as well, and even before that, months back as well, that Cristiano Ronaldo is taking things on his own in the dressing room. He's trying to gather the troop together. And at the same point, there are a few people who don't like him because he forces things to be done. He has his habits and he expects these players to follow them. Now, I've told you my opinion on that as well. And once again, these leaks coming out, and this time it's about captaincy, about Harry Maguire being stripped out of captaincy, and Cristiano Ronaldo being given that role, which we all would like to see, which we would all love to see, because Harry Maguire does not deserve to be the captain, and I've given you my opinion on that again as well. So do go check out the previous videos if you do go want to check that out as well. So the rumors that leaks that did come out was that Ralph Rangnick, Harry Maguire, and Cristiano Ronaldo have been having a few discussions on the captaincy role as well, and the captain's armband is going to be given to Cristiano Ronaldo, like you read that caption as well, and Harry Maguire is to be stripped out of captaincy, is what we did here. And Christian Falk came out with that as well, that there is unrest in the dressing room, considering with the likes of players like Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford, and co, which he did mean English players. Now we do know that there are problems going on in the team as well and in that dressing room. Now something that which was highlighted in that Brighton game is Cristiano Ronaldo scored Manchester United a very important goal against Brighton. I think it was the decider of the game as well, in my opinion, until Bruno Rashford scored that goal, which was, I would say, a gift given to us towards the end of the game. But yes, it was an important goal. It was the first goal to give us that momentum once again and to get our spirits high. And one thing that was highlighted not just by me but by most Manchester United fans out there is the fact that Harry Maguire did not celebrate with Cristiano Ronaldo, but we did see Marcus Rashford celebrate. And even though Marcus Rashford did celebrate, he did not look like he genuinely was celebrating with Cristiano Ronaldo, in my opinion. That apart, Harry Maguire was not part of the celebrations. Does this actually mean that what Christian Falk did say is true? Because I have my reservation on this. I know that people are criticizing Christian Falk for giving out false information, but I do have my reservations on that because I actually think what he is saying is true. There is definitely unrest in the dressing room. We saw it on the match against Brighton as well. We've seen the leaks coming out previously as well. I do think, yes, there are problems going on in that dressing room, and I do think what Christian Falk did say is true, that the English players are not happy with Cristiano Ronaldo. I've given you my opinion on Ronaldo as well, why people should stick with him, why players should stick with him as well. Just to give you a short brief, he is a winner, he is a serial winner, he's won everything that could be won in football as well. He's got nothing to lose, he is a winner, he has that mentality. He's come to Manchester United not just for himself, not just to win trophies, but to get Manchester United back where they were. So he knows what it takes to be up there, unlike a few players out there as well. So I think he should be captain, and that is why I fully support Cristiano Ronaldo. I think if Marcus Rashford does not like what Ronaldo is doing, if Harry Maguire does not like what Ronaldo is doing, if McTominay, Fred, any one of these players in that squad don't like what Ronaldo is doing, they should leave, because Ronaldo knows what it is to win, what it is like to win things, what it takes to win trophies. These players haven't. Name me one player apart from Harry Maguire, apart from, my goodness, not Harry Maguire, David De Gea, I would say Marcus Rashford and Cristiano Ronaldo himself, who has won a trophy. Harry Maguire has not won proper trophies, haven't won big trophies. Neither has Fred, Varane. Yes, I forgot Varane. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Dalot, Sancho. They've not won the major trophies out, and they don't really have that winner's mentality in them. So I think, bad mouthing Cristiano Ronaldo is not the right thing to do, especially when it's Harry Maguire, who is the captain of Manchester United and has been performing very, very poorly. And to be criticizing a world-class player in the caliber of Cristiano Ronaldo is out of this world. I really don't understand what is going on with Harry Maguire. So what Ralph Rangnick did have to say about this is that this is absolutely nonsense. I have never spoken with any player about a change of captaincy. This has never been an issue. It is me who decides who is the captain. Harry Maguire is our captain and he will stay our captain. So I think that's slight confirmation to you as well that Harry Maguire will be the captain for Manchester United until the end of the season. Now, let me just check if there are chats out there as well. So no, not yet. Nice thumbnail indeed. Thanks a lot, mate. Yes, we've been using this thumbnail sometime back as well. I had a friend doing this for me, and later on he had a few issues as well since his PC broke. So I thought I should maybe take editing to myself, got Photoshop down, got a little help from a few friends as well, because I'm not really into editing. I really don't know how Photoshop works. So yes, I got that sorted out by myself and got a few designs coming up as well. So hopefully things get much better. And Photoshop and Daisy, I'll tell you that it's complicated. I've got to do something on that as well. So hopefully Yeah, with time, I can promise you that things will get much better. Definitely. So let's move on to the next question. There are plenty of questions to cover up as well. Six questions and quite large ones, big ones, I should say. So the third question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick is: does Premier League games become more important than UEFA Champions League games with the current position on the table, considering Manchester United can be taken away from their hands as well? I think that's a good question to be asking as well. I'm not quite sure if it is it's a good question. It's a decent question. I wouldn't say it's a decent question. Maybe you can ask better questions. Like, I watched a podcast a few hours back as well, and the host there does say a good question that should be asked from a journalist is: does Harry Maguire deserve to be the Manchester United captain, considering his performances, poor performances in Manchester United, and his inability to control the game and be a voice on the pitch to the other players? So I definitely think that would have been a good question, but I do think these pre-match press conferences are mostly scripted, and Manchester United do look into them and the questions. I think Manchester United do look into the questions that are to be asked from the manager, and they script them up and approach the manager and tell him how he should be answering the question, and the journalists how they should be asking the questions as well, because you can't put the club's name into jeopardy. So I definitely think these are a little scripted, and that is why you don't see these journalists coming out and throwing out those questions directly at the manager. So what Ralph Rangnick did have to say: my opinion on this: RPL games important than UEFA Champions League games? I think no. I think the UEFA Champions League games should be way more important to us, because we actually do have a chance of winning it this time. I think we should go for the trophy. We should hit the finals as well and go for that trophy. And I also know at the same time that position number 4 in the Premier League table, which is a shame to be saying that, because we should be contending for the title, challenging for the title. So it is a shame to be saying this, but we are fighting for fourth place, and we've got not just us. We are not by ourselves up there on fourth place as well. We've got a few clubs fighting for our spot as well. So I think they are equally important, but the fact that we have the chance to win a trophy in the Champions League game makes it more important. So that's my opinion on that. So do send in your opinion as well. Questions, anything you've got Manchester United related on the live chat as well. So feel free, the live chat is yours. So what Ralph Rangnick did have to say is that we have to play one after another. The game at Leeds is important to stay where we are in the table. We have to win that game. I'm sorry about what happened a little while ago. Then against Athletic Madrid in the UEFA Champions League. We want to proceed in that competition. Then 3 days later, another important game. Matic is back in training for the first time in a while. Might not be available for the Leeds game, but he is back, is what Ralph Rangnick did have to say. That's good news for us as well. So Matic is back in training. Hopefully, I think we might. I actually thought we'll see Matic in the Leeds United game, so McTominay gets a rest, and I think he'll play McTominay for the Atletico game, because that's his first choice midfielder there and not Matic. But since Matic is not playing the Leeds game, are we going to see him in the Atletico Madrid game? Considering his experience and his ability, I would select him. But yes, the fact that he is aging and does not have 90 minutes in his legs is a little concern. So I have my reservations on that as well. So the next question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick. So do give me a minute. Let me check if I have any live chats. Not yet, unfortunately. So yes, let's move on to the next question. The next question that was asked from Harry Maguire is: Maguire, Rashford, and a few other players coming out on social media and voicing their opinion out as well on the current leagues. We saw Fred come out, Maguire come out, Rashford come out on this situation. Does this situation frustrate Ralph Rangnick? Was what the question basically was. Now, what Ralph Rangnick did have to say, in my opinion, I think definitely these type of things is a frustration to any manager, because your focus is on the team, to improve the team, to get them together and win trophies and succeed at the club, and to be having distractions from outside is actually frustrating. But what Ralph Rangnick did have to say is that, I'm not frustrated because it is not the truth. Harry Maguire is the captain. It's not an issue and hasn't been an issue. My full focus is on preparing the team in for the next game, he says. He also says there were players unhappy until the close of the window because the squad was too big and players weren't getting game time. The atmosphere in the dressing room is better than it was a few weeks ago. For that reason, it's about performing well, uh, togetherness on the pitch, and winning games. They are the things we can influence, is what Ralph Rangnick has to say. Now, here, where he says there were players unhappy until the close of the window because the squad was too big and players weren't getting game time. Now the squad was too big, players weren't getting game time. The only players who went on loan were Donny van de Beek, Anthony Martial, and Amad Diallo. Amad Diallo definitely was not part of the current situation at Manchester United because he was not a first team player. He was playing more for the under 23s, under 18s, and the youth games. So yes, Amad Diallo's side. Van de Beek and Martial, yes, I think Van de Beek was part of the dressing room unrest as well because not Van de Beek, in fact, Martial. Ralph Rangnick too did come out and say that he did not want to be part of the squad. That is being a little stubborn as well, I thought. He did voice out his opinion on Twitter as well. We saw him bringing out a few tweets as well. So I do think Martial was part of the problem. He's off to Sevilla. Was Donny Van de Beek actually problem? In my opinion, I think Donny van de Beek is a very professional player and he wouldn't do such a thing. But you really don't know what happens behind the scenes. But are these three players the main cause of the dressing room unrest? Is the unrest leaks that are coming out during the past few weeks not true? Then I definitely think it's false. I think it is true. There are still players out there who are leaking this information and who are part of this problem. A few names I think is Harry Maguire and Dean Henderson out there, and also Jesse Lingard, especially because he wanted to move out of the club and that club did not allow him to move out as well. So I think he's part of the problem. Marcus Rashford, I'm a bit on the fence on Marcus Rashford because I've heard a few things on Marcus Rashford as well, which I find hard to believe, but I really don't want to be backing him as well because I'm not quite sure what actually happens behind the scenes. He may be part of the problem, so I have my reservations on that as well. But the fact that a journalist in Christian Falk comes out and do tweet what he did tweet, I mean, like I saw most people come out and say there is no smoke without fire. So definitely there is problems going on there. There is dressing room unrest, and like the manager saying that it is all calm in here. He also says it's not the truth. Harry Maguire is no, not that is it. Yeah, the captain. It's not the truth. Harry Maguire is the captain. Not an issue. It has been my full focus in preparing him for the next game. Yes, see, he says it's not the truth. I'm not quite sure if it's actually not the truth because I do feel it is the truth, and it's not an issue. I do think it is an issue, but the fact that these press conferences are scripted and the manages to seems to protect the club. I think he says it's not true because he has to do his job as well, and definitely his full focus is in preparing the team for the next game. So I really do think there are problems going on there. I think a few players need to see that exit too. In namely, I would say Harry Maguire, Dean Henderson, Jesse Lingard. I do think these players are a problem as well because Harry Maguire, I've given you my reasons in previous videos. Jesse Lingard, if he wants to leave, he's got to leave. He's frustrated considering the fact that he has not left yet. Dean Henderson, we've heard of what Dean Henderson does as well, and that is why I do think he needs to see the exit too. Now moving on to the final two questions that was asked from Ralph Rangnick. The fifth question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick is, are the players prepared for the game? And considering this rivalry, which rivalry can you draw from your experience, was what Ralph Rangnick was asked. And the question was further elaborated as well by the journalist, and I really couldn't jot down what he actually said. So what I said is somewhat basically the context of the question. So bringing you that to quote to Ralph Rangnick, what did have to say is, I didn't know that until a week ago, but most of my colleagues have indicated this is probably one of the biggest rivalries in the Premier League. And of course, I had those local derbies in Germany, Schalke versus Borussia Dortmund as one example. So it's a bit of yes, we do have to expect the fact that Ralph Rangnick would not know about this rivalry because Leeds United have been in the championship for quite some time as well, and this is, I think, their only It's only their second year in the Premier League. So Ralph Rangnick has not been a part of English football as well. It's his first time being a part of English football. First time being a part of Manchester United, such a prestigious and a huge club as well. So, and he is also the interim boss, so I think you have to expect the fact that he won't be that educated on rivalries, but he does know it before a week as well, so that's a positive on our side. Our team has a lot of experience playing in that atmosphere and it may raise their performance. Last year at Leeds, it was behind closed doors. Everybody prefers to play in a sold-out stadium rather than an empty one, and I'm looking forward to it. This was about the atmosphere. I think the atmosphere at Ellen Road for Leeds United will be electric. I don't think it'll be one of the best for us because definitely they are rival fans, but I always count on our away fans. I thought we have the Manchester United, I think, has the best away fans as well. These guys are as loud as the home fans as well. Throughout the game, they're always behind Manchester United, which actually helps us drive throughout those games as well. So definitely a positive for us Manchester United fans. I think, yes, like Rangnick says, our players need to use this atmosphere and to raise their levels of performances, which I think most teams do, as well as the extra bit of motivation. Let's move on to the next question, the final question of the day that was asked from Ralph Rangnick. Now, if you have got anything, any opinions, anything related to Manchester United in today's context, do send that on the live chat as well. Do send in your comments on the comment section if you are not watching this live, and if you are new here, do give us a subscribe, smash a like on the video, and do share this video as well. Do share, in fact, also follow us on our socials as well on on Instagram at united.forum. Links in the description, so do go head out there as well. So the final question that was asked from Ralph Rangnick is about the current mentality of the players at Manchester United, considering the fact that they haven't been able to fight for the full 90 minutes throughout the past few matches, and how key is it to be fighting from the start. I think, considering our opponents, Leeds United, a very energetic team, a fast, very fast style of play, style of football. They've got a fast tempo of football. It's more of a give and a go type of football, quite fast, one of the best teams considering fitness. So it's going to be a difficult game for us. We should be switched on from second one, from as soon as that, even before the whistle blows, we've got to have our switches on. We've got to stay lively. It's Leeds United, and how Leeds United games goes are either Leeds United concede a lot of goals or they score a whole lot of goals. So that's how most of their games go. So they're either going to score a lot of goals against us or they're going to concede a lot of goals. So hopefully it is concede and not score. So we have to be switched on from that time that whistle blows off. So what Ralph Rangnick did have to say on that is, on starting very strongly to start off, he says, it's very important against Brighton. We were struggling in the first half to get the ball. We must admit that Brighton did extremely well. This only changed in the second half when we took a risk and tried winning balls in the and on the Brighton game, I thought both halves were very poor. Usually our first half seems to be a lot more energetic. I did not see that in the Brighton game as well. I thought both halves were quite dead, and I don't agree with what Ralph Rangnick says. He's saying that our second half was much better and first half was good as well. So, in fact, I'm sorry. He says the first half he struggled to get the ball. I thought we were poor in the second half as well, because he says our second half was quite good. He further adds, this will be the same against Leeds, although they have a different approach. We will have to be proactive. It will be a different game as well. Different game, as will Atletico Madrid, Watford, and we'll have to take one game at a time, is what Ralph Rangnick did have to say. And that's pretty much it from all the questions that were asked from Ralph Rangnick in the pre-match press conference. So basically, that's pretty much it from the pre-match press conference. Now send in your opinions, questions, anything you've got Manchester United related on that live chat. If you're not watching this live, do send it on the comment section. I sure shall take my time to check it out. Now moving on to the predicted lineup and scores as well. Now do send in your predictions on the live chat, be scores, lineup, and if you do get any one of them right, I'll give you a shout out on the next show and on our social pages as well. Now this, I wouldn't say is my predicted lineup, but I would say this is my preferred lineup. I would like to go with Luke Shaw, Rafael Varane, Harry Maguire. In fact, not Harry Maguire. Let me just change that as well. So here we go. So we are not going to go with Harry Maguire. Now, considering the fact that this is preferred lineup, I would say go with Victor Lindelof. Let's just change that there as well. There we go. Victor Lindelof. Iceman. Victor Lindelof. I'll change that for you there as well. Now, preferred lineup. Considering preferred lineup, I would go with Luke Shaw because Alex Telles was affected with COVID along with Fred, and Fred did start the previous game and he didn't seem to be the Fred we knew this season. For me, I thought he was still struggling with a bit of what could you say, after COVID, maybe a bit of fatigue, you could say. I'm not for sure what you should actually say. Let's just go with after COVID. I thought he still did not seem to have that final touch polished in his game. He did not have that final touch in him. So I would have my reservations on Alex Telles, and that is why I would go with Luke Shaw. I would love to have Alex Telles in there because I think it's Leeds United and he could make use of this game. So I've gone with Luke Shaw, considering Alex Telles's. Let's just change that. All right. Let's just change that as well. So I'll go with Alex Telles. Still hold up. Let me get that XD. Ooh, that XD. So I would go with Alex Telles, Rafael Varane, Victor Lindelof, and Diogo Dalot with David ahead definitely on goal. I'll go with Scott McTominay. I would love to go with Matic as well, but I think Matic will not be present for the game like Ralph Rangnick did say. He won't be available. I've gone with Paul Pogba, and I told you why. Yes, Fred still doesn't seem to have that final touch in him after COVID, since I saw him play that 90 minutes against Brighton. Bruno Fernandes. I've gone with Anthony Elanga on the left because this is my preferred 11. It's not my predicted 11. It's my preferred 11. I would go with Anthony Elanga. I think Rashford just doesn't seem to be Rashford. He doesn't seem to be playing for that crest. He seems frustrated. I wouldn't say frustrated. Sick. He seems to be like he's sick of playing. Not quite sure to what's going on with him. So I've gone with Anthony Elanga, who I think offers us way more than Marcus Rashford considering his present form. Cristiano Ronaldo definitely because Edinson Cavani is not available, and I will go with Jadon Sancho on the right and not the left. Now, if you take predicted 11, I think Rangnick would go with Rashford on the left. I think this would definitely be Luke Shaw, and I think we might even see Fred here. And also I do think it won't be Victor Lindelof, it will be Harry Maguire because he is the captain according to Ralph Rangnick. So that's my preferred and predicted 11 to you. Preferred being the current 11 you see on the screen. Predicted being Luke Shaw in place of Alex Telles, Harry Maguire in place of Victor Lindelof, and Marcus Rashford in place of Anthony Elanga. Now, considering scores for tomorrow, my predicted score would be 3-1. Not quite sure if we'll have that clean sheet, so I've gone with that 1 goal to Leeds United, and I think we'll make use of our chances created, so I've gone with 3-1 as my predicted score. Do send in your opinions, predictions, anything you've got Manchester United related on the live chat as well. And we've come to the end of our show as well. That's pretty much it from tonight's show. You will live at 10 p.m. for Ralph Rangnick's pre-match press conference reaction with all your predictions and opinions shared. If you are not watching this live, do send in your comments, feedbacks, anything you've got on the comment section. If you are new here, do give us a subscribe to our channel. Give us a like, smash a like on the video. And yes, don't forget to share this video with your friends, colleagues, and anyone you've got close to you. And yes, don't forget to follow us on our socials as well at the United.Forum. The links in description. You can go ahead out there as well. I'll see you on Sunday. Is it gonna be? Or Monday? The match is on Sunday, but what time is it? Let me just have a look. Yes, the match is at 7:30, so hopefully I'll be live by 10 p.m. for you for the match reaction and player ratings. Maybe 10:30 since the match finishes just half an hour before the game. So yes, I'll be live on Sunday for you for the match reaction and player ratings. Do tune in for that. Manchester United take on Leeds United at Ellen Road on Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Sri Lankan time. Until I see you on Sunday, this is the United Forum. Have a good night and a blessed weekend.